Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fresh Off the Set. I'm Elora Murray.
And I'm David Osmond, and we are literally fresh off the set. We came right up from the couch.
Literally. We just did our show. We are sitting here in our podcast room to talk about this next podcast. So this one is awesome, David.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be near and dear to my heart and your heart. We're talking about the importance of art in children's lives.
Yes, absolutely. There's, there's the STEM role for science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but there's always STEAM. There's that A you got to put in there for the arts. And it's so important, especially for kids. For me, myself, growing up in a musical family, music is what feelings sound like. And it's an expression, another language that is indescribable. I mean, you go to that live theater, especially live shows, it's magical, right?
Oh, I think that word is absolutely perfect, is magic, because art has this way of connecting us through people, different backgrounds, different religions, different cultures. Art is a universal language.
Yeah, that's right.
I grew up dancing. Since I was 3, I danced, I did drill, I was a ballerina, and dance was a way for me to express myself. You know those awkward years? I don't know if you had those.
No, I'm still having those awkward years.
When you're like,
we're always growing. We're all big kids of all ages.
It's like that age through 13 through 17 where you almost feel uncomfortable in your skin and you're just so uncomfortable. Dance gave me a way to, like I said, express myself and feel a little more confident in who I was through movement and through the arts.
I totally agree with you. As a kid growing up, I thought every kid's dad did music and sang, coming in the family that I did. So I just fell into that family business and just followed suit. I loved music. I loved singing and had an opportunity, a unique opportunity to do lots of different types of performance with my brothers in our boy band and pop music. But then I remember at 12 years old going to see my Uncle Donnie in his opening night of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I'd never seen a show like that.
Right.
And it blew me away. And then lo and behold, what a dream come true. Just a few years later as a teenager, I took over that exact same role for Donnie in the Andrew Lloyd Webber show. I mean, to be their opening night with Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice, I never would have thought. But I'll tell you this much. My favorite part of touring and being Joseph for about 5 years was the kids, because we had every city we went to was a brand new kids choir. And when you sit down and start singing those songs and those kids are on the stage, they light up and they just love being there to sing and express. And for some kids, like you said, who maybe don't have a chance to express themselves off the stage, they come alive on the stage, and it really helps to augment and develop those personalities and confidence. So I loved working with those kids. It was amazing.
I love that. I mean, honestly, I am a big proponent of kids being involved in the arts in some way, whether it be theater, music, singing, what have you, because it gets them out of their shell. It brings them confidence. It brings them, it opens their eyes to the world. And I actually was lucky enough to interview Kelly Coombs. She's the artistic director of the Hale Center Theater Orem children's program.
Hale Center, they do it right. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah, and especially, down in Orem, she just does such a great job. So what do you say we take a listen?
Absolutely, I can't wait.
I am so lucky to be sitting here with Youth Academy Director of Hale Center Theater Orem, Kelly Coombs.
Yes.
She is a director extraordinaire, an actress extraordinaire, all the things. I have seen you perform on stage, Kelly, and it's always such a treat. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a treat. I feel so lucky.
Today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart, and I know it is near and dear to your heart as well. We are talking today about why the arts are so important for children.
Right.
And
so near and dear to my heart as well.
It is something, I started dancing when I was really young, when I was 3, and I have not stopped, even though...
Don't ever stop.
My body's like, Elora, are we still doing this? Are you actually still doing this? It's just, I learned so much from dance growing up. So we're going to talk about arts and kids today. So let's start off with, in your opinion, why are the arts so important for children? And that is a huge question.
That's a huge question. It's such a huge question. But I love the question. It's a great place to start. I think the arts are so important for kids because it can help them really learn to express themselves in their own individuality. I think it is a huge confidence builder. They learn to work with other peers in such a unique way. And especially coming out of this pandemic, right? we have to learn to communicate with one another. And we've gone through almost 3 years at this point of being head down and by ourselves. And I think that the arts really breaks us out of our shells, especially the kids, the youth. They need that. Eye contact, team building, confidence, individuality, creativity. It's a wonderful way to build all of those things in the youth.
I feel like a lot of kids or youth, using the word youth makes me sound very old.
I know, right? We're not that old, right?
But I'm using the word youth. A lot of them start social media so young.
So young.
So talk to me about how theater helps them become these better versions of yourself. You're saying it does.
Yeah.
So they're out here, the pandemic, they weren't around people a lot.
Yes.
They're looking at their phones, they're looking at their tablets. How does theater help them get out of that headspace, help them get out of their shells?
I feel like social media and TikTok is a huge thing right now, and everything is so instant, right? Working with other peers in this creative way, it's not so instant. We take classes, especially for what I do, we have shows that we get put up in months. It takes months of time. And it's not so instant. It's not so right there in your face. They are working with each other a couple hours every day after school, and with people from different schools and different backgrounds and different beliefs and all sorts of things. And they get to learn about others in, like I said, it's not so instant gratification, right? It's a process. And I think that's a wonderful thing about theater, because it's not so instant. It takes a little bit of time to put stuff up on its feet and work together and really come together as a team. It's a huge team building thing. You come together as a team to put on this wonderful production or class or little performance or whatever it may be that they're working on, to come together and make it happen.
I love it. And honestly, too, and you talked about building confidence, because I know
that's huge for me.
These kids actually have to audition sometimes.
Yes.
And they are standing there in front of you, and that is a huge practice in confidence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that not all of our things are audition based. We do have classes that you can come in and at any skill level and learn. But yeah, I think confidence is such a huge thing in our youth these days that I really try to instill in all of my students, in anybody really that I come in contact with, especially the youth. I really love to instill a positive, self-love, self-confident vibe. I just think it's so important. I feel like everybody needs to learn a little bit of their individuality and express that in such a unique way. And the arts are a wonderful way to do that.
I couldn't agree more. Like I've said, I started dancing when I was really little, and I remember that is where I felt my most confident.
Your most self, right?
And even as I got older, in those awkward tween years and those teen years, dance was where I felt like I could express myself, where I could just be
completely
Elora.
you. Exactly.
So
I feel the same way.
I love it. You and me, girls.
Yes,
we get each other.
we got it.
We get each other, Kelly. So speaking of, being younger, how did theater help you as you were growing up?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll get a little vulnerable with you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
My parents divorced when I was 9, and it was a wonderful outlet for me to go and be with friends and to learn about other people and to express myself when sometimes I didn't feel like I could. And I would sing. Music was a huge healing thing for me. It still is. And I feel like music and expressing myself in that way and singing and dancing. I'm not the best dancer. I call myself a mover and a shaker.
Well, okay. I've actually seen Kelly dance, and that is false, but continue with your story.
Oh my goodness, you're so kind. But I feel like music has such a healing component, and expressing myself in that way and being with other peers and music. I just feel like music is so healing, and that is how I figured that I loved to sing. I loved to be around music, and it didn't always have to be singing, but music in general, like you said, dance. I just think that's such a healing, wonderful tool.
And I absolutely agree. You sometimes on your Instagram will do carpool
Oh,
karaoke.
yes, I sing in my car nonstop.
And
yes, I do.
there she goes. There she goes, everyone. But But the thing is, you post these videos and your kids see them. We all see them.
They do.
And music really connects all of us.
It
and
totally
that is
does.
Such a big
It's the
part.
universal love language, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I believe that firmly. I believe that anybody, no matter what language you speak, no matter what you're going through in life, music can really bring us together.
And I'm sure you see that with your kids as you're doing these musical theater shows with them. Talk to me a little bit about your background and how you became the Youth Academy Director at Hale Center Theater Orem.
That's so fun. So I am a performer. Yes, I'm a professional performer. I've been performing since I was, probably out of the womb.
I believe that. I 100% believe
A funny
that.
little story. My mom used to have this like exercise trampoline. You know those like mini individual trampolines?
Oh, absolutely.
You remember?
Yes.
And
yes.
my mom would like be on there like lifting little weights and stuff. And I totally commandeered that trampoline when I was probably 6 or 7, and that became my stage. That was
Of course it did, Kelly.
That was that became my thing. I would listen to Wilson Phillips and sing all sorts of these wonderful old lovely 90s songs, and I just felt so at home performing and singing and moving and shaking, and I would always put together these little shows on that trampoline for my family. It was really only my mom and my dad and my little brother at the time, but I would perform. I would perform nonstop. I always wanted to perform. So as I got into school, I loved choir, I loved drama, and I decided from a very young age that I wanted to do this for real. And so I went to school for it. I went to college for it. I graduated in acting. And since then, I feel so lucky. I could get emotional about it, but like I feel so lucky that I've been able to do it for my job nonstop. And I kind of found, I've always loved working with kids. I've always loved being around the youth. And I really love to help them feel loved and feel their own self-worth. I keep going back to that, but that is so important to me. And I started doing camps, summer camps for the Hale a long time ago, and it kind of just started we kind of molded into this job that I'm at now. So I feel so lucky that I get to do it all day, every day. So
I love it.
It truly is a blast. I have the best team, the best boss in the world. I feel so unbelievably lucky and blessed.
And I have actually legitimately, I have a friend whose little boy went through your program.
Oh my goodness.
He loved it. These kids love it because you are so warm, you are so comforting, and like you said, the arts is such a gift to kids.
It is.
Such a gift.
It
It's
really
so
is.
many different aspects. And I know this is probably going to be really hard for you to answer.
Oh no.
But what
Okay.
is your absolute favorite part about being the director of this youth program?
Oh, that's an easy question. It is being with those kids. Oh my, I'm gonna get emotional. I love those kids. And I feel so blessed. They teach me every single day I'm with them. I love being with them. Their presence, their individuality, their funny, unique quirks. They teach me weird slang that I don't know.
Oh, girl, Kelly, I struggle with that so much. I'm
It
going to
is-
need to text you to know what
No,
the kids are teaching
I
you.
swear, I'm like, what am I supposed to? I said something the other day, and they're like, no, Miss Kelly, that was like 6 months ago. And I'm like, you're teaching me things. I don't know these things. But truly, it is being in their presence. They are, it sounds so cheesy, but they are the future of our world, right? And I tease them all the time because I've been so lucky to have, and like I said, I'm still a performer. I still perform myself, and a couple of them I've been able to be in shows with them, and
Oh, I love it. That
is
comes full circle.
It is full circle. It really is full circle, and that is the biggest dream for me. I always tease them and I say, you're coming after like my jobs. Like you're coming up, and it's the best compliment ever. Like I feel so lucky to watch them grow and learn and have these aha moments and really shine. They shine. It's being with them. That is the best thing about my job.
I am sitting here watching you, and obviously this is a podcast that people can't see. But
Me get all emotional on you.
But seeing you get emotional, I know how much you care about these kids.
I care about them a lot.
And how much heart you put into this program, and how much heart goes into helping them feel confident, helping them see themselves as you see them. I think that's
they shine.
one of the most beautiful things about your program. Talk to me about one of your favorite experiences you've had.
Ooh, with the program. I recently got the opportunity so I've been the stage manager for a long time for the youth program, as well as creating the classes and private lessons and all these things. Just recently, I've been able to start directing for the program just this past year, and what a dream. Oh my goodness. I just got to I am a big Disney, as you are.
Oh, yes. Kelly, you and I.
We are princess
Disney
lovers. Yes. But I just got to direct Frozen Junior this past spring, and I could not have had a more amazing Hale youth directorial debut. It was the best process. What I think is so fun about our program is that these kids get to work with kids their age and work with their peers, but they also are working with professionals in their field. So they're working with main stage costume designers. They're working with main stage sound engineers. They're working with main stage set designers. They're working with people that are legitimately professionals in their field. And so our program, yes, it is for the youth, but we really try to give them the best professional experience, as well as cultivating that wonderful, fun youth learning educational experience as well. So I felt so lucky to do Frozen. I was living vicariously through each and every one of them, singing the songs backstage. I loved every second of it. It was the best.
I saw those pictures, and I remember you sharing them on Instagram, and I was like, are you kidding me? These costumes
dreams
look like they popped
it's what
out
dreams
of a
are
park.
made. I know. It's what dreams are made of.
Oh,
truly.
I loved it.
Those girls, every single one of them, I just oohed and awed over everything.
It is my dream to, be Anna. I don't feel like
Me too. She's mine too. Oh my gosh, let's do it together.
Okay, we can both be Anna.
Absolutely.
We'll just do that.
Yeah.
Well,
why can't we?
I think it's going to be wonderful. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll talk about that on another podcast. What skills, like you've talked about this a little bit, you talked about building confidence. What are some specific skills children learn in your program?
We learn, so we have many different classes. We have private voice lessons. So if you want to improve on your voice technique, your singing, we have private acting lessons to help you with your acting skills and acting tactics and those techniques. We also have group classes that, like I said, you work with your peers and team building and those types of things. We have, not just for youth actually, we also have adult group classes that are really great. And so we can learn all sorts of things there. I love it. It's a great job.
I love it. So you've got acting, you've got singing. You're really just helping these kids learn so much about the beautiful art that is theater, that is musical theater.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
All along building their confidence as well. That's what's so important.
And you've mentioned that because it really is, I think, one of the hardest things kids deal with in that young age, into the tween years, into the teenage years, is they just somehow through social media and through different things they hear, they lose that confidence.
Yeah.
And that is, you are there to be like, you know what, you guys, we're going to get this confidence back.
Absolutely. And it's through watching them learn about themselves. And theater has a wonderful way of helping us learn about the world around us. So we're not just telling floofy little fun stories. There are so many things to learn about different cultures and different backgrounds and different thoughts and beliefs. And this is all done through a wonderful tool through storytelling. And the way we get to do it on stage and tell these stories through the kids, and it's just a wonderful way to learn about the world around us.
And obviously people listening can probably guess what sets your program apart is you are extraordinary.
Oh my,
but if you could
kind.
put in your own words, why does the youth program at Hale Center Theater in Orem, why does that how does it set you guys apart? Like, what's different about it?
Oh my goodness, I feel like I've touched on it a little bit. I feel like our teachers really love what they do. We hire teachers who have degrees in everything that they are teaching. Also, they love it. They're still continuing to do it. Like I said, I'm still a performer. I still perform on the side. And
yes, I saw you in a show several months ago, and you were fabulous.
Oh, you're so very kind. You're so kind. So all of our teachers are still learning about the craft that they are teaching. And I think that's a wonderful thing that sets us apart, is that every one of our teachers is still performing and still doing what they love. And I think that shows in how they teach and how they inspire their students.
And you did mention, you said that these kids are actually dealing with professionals. I remember
They are.
I did a show many years ago, and before I would come in to do my show, the kids would be doing them. I think it was Singing in the Rain at the time.
Yes.
And they were on the same stage as I was.
Same stage.
They were using the same microphones. They had
Yep.
the same person who was designing their wigs. We had to move it out, the same person doing their costumes. It was
Exactly.
giving these kids a truly professional
Absolutely.
experience, which to me, I remember thinking, oh my word, like, where was this when I was a child?
I know.
What was going on? And then these kids perform like they're professionals.
Yes, they are coming after our jobs. I'm telling you,
I know.
they are. And I could not be prouder.
Well, Kelly, we have loved talking to you today. It has been so much fun. Okay, before we wrap up, we
please.
have to do the Fresh Five, where I ask you 5 random questions.
I'm so ready.
and
I'm
you
rolling up
just
my sleeves. Here we go.
She is. She's literally
Here we go.
rolling them up. You can't see. All right. First one, and I have to ask you this, Kelly, because we
Please.
both love Disney so much. Who is your favorite Disney princess?
Oh, Ariel and Rapunzel.
Oh, see, that was
And
so
Anna. Oh, no, I have 3. Those 3.
I always have 3 too when
Ariel,
people ask me.
Like, my classic is Ariel. I grew up with her. Love her. Rapunzel, a little bit more contemporary Disney princess. Obsessed. And Anna, yeah, just spunky, quirky.
I love it.
Powerful
I
young
feel like
woman.
she speaks to me when I saw her in the movie and she woke up looking not super great.
Right?
I was like, there she is.
Yes,
that
that's
is
the
me.
that is my princess.
I am seen. I am seen. All right, number 2.
Absolutely.
It is dinner time. What are you eating?
Oh, pizza. I love pizza. I love Italian food.
I love it.
I love Italian food. I love authentic, like thin crust pizza
Yes,
with a lot of that really authentic Italian sauce, like tomato sauce. Oh my gosh, and some basil on there.
Oh, and fresh mozzarella. It has
Yes,
to be
no, yeah,
fresh
absolutely.
mozzarella.
Like the fresh ball thingies that they,
Love it.
on there. Yes.
Okay, number 3. And this one is like a little more, it's a deeper one. The first
Okay.
thing that comes to your mind, what is home to you?
My family and my dog. That's home.
I love it. And
Absolutely.
I have seen many cute pictures of your family. And you're sweet. Is it a doodle? Is it a
Yes,
golden doodle?
Murphy. He's a Labradoodle.
And the fact that his name is Murphy
He's Murphy. Mustache Murph. He's got the cutest little mustache.
makes me so happy. Okay.
That is
this
home.
is another question that I love asking because I get such different answers from it. If you were on the red carpet
Ooh.
for an award ceremony, we're
Okay.
talking the Oscars, the Grammys, the Tonys, anything, which red carpet would you want to walk?
The Tonys.
I could have guessed that.
Yeah, the Tonys. No question. Absolutely, the
Well,
Tonys.
I don't know. I have so much faith in you, Kelly, that
Oh,
one
yeah.
day we are going to see you walk the red
Oh,
carpet
my.
at the Tonys.
Oh, you're
and
so
all your
kind.
sweet kids that you teach are going to be like,
They're going to
"That's-
be right there.
That's Miss Kelly. She taught me.
Oh
Love it.
man.
So the 5th and final question is, it's a pretty easy one.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I can think of it right away.
Instantly.
What is your absolute favorite holiday?
Oh, I love 4th of July because it reminds me of my grandfather, my grandpa. And we used to do this parade. He would give us all these little flags, and we'd do this like parade. Here comes the performance little kid out of me. But I would like wave my little flag, marching around my grandparents' lawn and backyard. It was the best. Close second is Halloween, which we're
Okay.
coming up on. I love Halloween.
Oh,
so.
it is. I mean, Halloween is. I have mixed feelings about it because I don't like scary things.
Okay.
But I was born in October.
Yeah, me and you, we're Libra
See?
babies.
Kelly, you and I.
I know.
We're twins.
Annas, Libras.
Pink,
October,
Disney,
Pink, Disney.
all the things. Well, Kelly, I could literally talk to you all day. Thank you so much for being here. You were such a joy to talk to. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to Fresh Off the Set. Be sure to review, rate, and subscribe, and we will catch you next time.
Congrats, you made it to the end. If you want to continue to freshen up your day, you can watch us on Fresh Living every weekday on CBS Channel 2 in Utah at 1 o'clock. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel,